Hi everyone, this is Bhanushee, and I'm back here with Abhijnan Dasgupta to talk about a very special category strategy that we've created as a part of our SVM toolkit, and it's called the Trust and Safety Category Strategy. Now, as you remember, the category strategy document was basically a very ready to use type of document that we've created for enterprise category managers, just to be able to map out what their plans should be within the category for the next 3 to 5 years. So within this, we have internal frameworks, we have market intelligence, and we have actionable toolkits in which you can fit in your organizational information and then create a ready-to-use document right for your executive presentations. So before I talk too much about it, I wanted to introduce our expert on trust and safety services here, Abhigyan Dasgupta. Abhigyan, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Bhanushee. I'm really excited to talk about trust and safety. So I am a practice director with the firm, and I look after our trust and safety practice, right? And so closely work with a category strategy team, not only in terms of creating a strategy specifically for trust and safety, but also to see, where the synergies lie with the other service lines as well, right? So if I talk about trust and safety, typically we would see the term content moderation being used interchangeably with this, right? And the reason for that is, trust and safety is typically to do with moderation of content, right? That is created by users, yeah. And the reason for moderating that content is the fact that, a lot of times the content that is created is really not good enough or not eligible for public consumption, let's say. So there is a whole host of people who we call content moderators, and then there's also artificial intelligence which is used to moderate this content to remove what we call egregious content, right? However, what's important to note is that trust and safety is not only to do with content moderation, right? It actually has a whole host of services beyond content moderation. And now, content moderation also is called as review and compliance, which we have put as part of our value chain, right? But while this review and compliance forms the bulk of trust and safety, right, in terms of moderation of objectionable content or illegal content, or taking down privacy violations, or IP violation, or even to the extent of managing the reputation of social media companies, but it actually goes beyond that in terms of, it also includes services such as data annotation, uh, content relevance, right? Then you have services like translation, transcription, also to do with, relevance of ads, moderation of ads, and then also, platform safety, where you see that whether the platform is safe for consumption or not. Content moderation or trust and safety also in fact goes into the realms of fake reviews, fake news, and also to do with user safety and authentication, platform integrity, and areas like that. Important thing to remember is there are certain areas such as customer engagement or payment compliance or public relations, right, which may seem, logically to be a part of trust and safety, but there are certain nuances because of which we do not consider it to be a part of trust and safety value chain. And we have had our interactions with multiple partners where we have had this discussion multiple times, and we have all come to the same conclusion that, hey, while these are important services, there are some overlaps, but they're necessarily not part of trust and safety. Other than these services, obviously, there is also some, overarching services like data analytics, policy consulting, which form a part of trust and safety as well.
Great. Thanks for the overview, Abhigyan. This was a very detailed and interesting overview. I think when we spoke about this a year or so back, when we developed this strategy, we discussed how enterprises are spending billions of dollars on this category, right? Which wasn't the case even if you look at it 5 years back. So
Right.
very niche, but still upcoming category that has come across. And we have a lot of coverage that Abhigyan and team have developed into this area. So with that, I would, I think, close this video. If, as you remember, our category strategies the documents, they cover a wide variety of objects, right? So internal needs, understanding the market, doing a make versus buy or a Porter's five forces assessment. All of these are huge components of our category strategy. And we have developed these type of frameworks for trust and safety services as well. So do take a look at the category strategy and reach out to us if you have any questions or comments. Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
Thank you.
Abhigyan.
Thank you.